A boy found a glowing egg deep beneath the sea. He brought it to the surface, but the moment it left the water, its glow disappeared. Curious, the three friends smashed the egg. The very next second, the birds flying in the sky froze in midair. Shocked, they rushed back to town, only to discover an even more terrifying sight. Everyone was frozen in place. Airplanes hung motionless in the sky. Cars stood still on the roads, and even the distant moon had stopped moving. It was as if time itself had come to a complete halt. The strangest part was that their reflections had vanished from every mirror. That's when they realized the egg had frozen time, leaving only the three of them free to move. At first, they were thrilled. Their teacher was frozen too, so there was no need to go to school. They rode a tram for fun, took whatever they wanted from a convenience store, enjoyed free pizza and soda at a restaurant, and eventually moved into a shopping mall, spending their days reading comics and living the life they had always dreamed of. But after a while, that freedom became a burden. They tried to leave by boat, but even the sea had frozen in time. The boat wouldn't move an inch, leaving them trapped in the silent world. Then tragedy struck. Their chubby friend suddenly suffered an asthma attack. By the time they found him, he had stopped breathing. His body remained suspended in midair. The boy was devastated, and his companion broke down in tears. In the end, they carried their friend's body home like a kite and buried him in his favorite playground. 10 years passed. The two children had grown into adults. They read every book they could find, saved money for the future, and searched endlessly for a way to restart time, but nothing worked. Slowly, loneliness and despair consumed them. Even so, the boy refused to give up. He returned to the place where they had broken the egg, hoping to bring time back, but once again, nothing happened. Overwhelmed, he collapsed to the ground, screaming in frustration. Then he noticed something unusual. The moon had shifted. Filled with hope, he ran to tell his companion, but she was nowhere to be found. He searched until he reached the edge of a cliff, where all he found were her clothes lying beside the frozen sea. After losing his last companion, he was consumed by despair and jumped into the ocean. But when he looked underwater, there was no sign of her. When he opened his eyes again, he found himself washed ashore. He stood up in disbelief. Birds were flying again. Waves were crashing onto the shore, and time had finally started flowing once more. Overjoyed, he rushed home, but his mother didn't recognize him. No matter how hard he tried to explain that he was her son, no one believed him. Only then did he realize that although time had finally returned, this new world no longer had a place for him.